Here's something nobody told me after my PSC diagnosis, that one of the most powerful things I could do for my inflammatory markers wasn't going to come in a pill bottle. It was going to come from getting up and going outside. I would have told you that was ridiculous. My immune system is actively attacking my own organs. What is a walk going to do? The answer, it turns out, is quite a lot. And it works at the molecular level in a way that I genuinely found embarrassingly exciting. Let me introduce you to a cell that has become one of my personal heroes, the regulatory T cell, or Treg. Think of Tregs as your body's internal peacekeepers. Their whole job is to say, okay, everyone, calm down. That's your own tissue. Stop attacking it. In autoimmune disease, that peacekeeping function is compromised. The Tregs aren't doing their job well enough, and the inflammatory response goes unchecked. Now, and this is the part that got me. Harvard Medical School published research showing that exercise actually mobilizes Tregs. When you exercise, these regulatory T cells become more active inside muscle tissue. And in doing so, they lower levels of interferon gamma, which is a key driver of chronic inflammation. The researchers described the immune system as having powerful effects inside the muscle during exercise. Your muscle tissue is talking to your immune system every time you walk. Here's where I want to give you an expectation that's realistic. Research out of York University found that the real cellular rewiring from exercise, the changes to how immune cells metabolize glucose, how they access DNA, that doesn't happen in a week. It happens around the 6 to 8 week mark. The researcher described it as, quote, a lot of rewiring taking place in how cells breathe. 6 to 8 weeks. That's an honest timeline, which means the walk you take today isn't going to show up on your labs next week. But the walks you take consistently over the next 2 months, that's a different story. That's where the biology changes. Let me bring this home to PSC, because I think it's worth being specific. In PSC, the inflammation in and around the bile ducts is driven by a combination of T cell mediated injury and bacterial translocation from the gut through the portal vein. The immune system is constantly being triggered by gut bacteria, by bile acid changes, by autoimmune response itself. What walking does is help modulate that systemic inflammatory baseline. It doesn't cure PSC, let's be clear about that. But when your C-reactive protein is lower, when your inflammatory signaling is calmer, your body has more resources to function. Your liver isn't fighting quite as hard against quite as much noise. That's not nothing. That's actually everything. There's a Buddhist concept called upstream thinking. The idea that wisdom is addressing the root rather than just the symptom. When I was diagnosed, I spent a lot of time focused on symptom management, and that matters. But walking is upstream. It's working at the level of the process itself. It's saying, I'm going to change the environment in which this disease lives, even if it's just a little, even if it's just today. So the practical takeaway from this episode, moderate intensity is the key. We're not talking about running a 5K on your worst inflammation day. Research consistently shows that moderate aerobic activity, where you can still hold a conversation, but you're working, is the sweet spot for immune modulation. On a bad day, that might be 10 minutes. On a good day, maybe 30 to 60. The goal is consistency over intensity. 6 to 8 weeks. Show up for yourself and let the biology do its thing. I'm Kevin, and I'm genuinely grateful that you joined me here at Battle Within Autoimmune Life. Please hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It truly helps the channel reach more people in the community. If something in this conversation landed for you, share it with someone else who might need to hear it today. I'll see you in the next one. Rest well.